Hey y'all. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Yes, it is Monday evening. It is the start of a new week, y'all. Now, y'all know we drag on Mondays. I ain't exempt. Okay. I'm getting better. I'm cutting down my number of snoozes on Monday. I'm cutting down. Okay. I don't know about y'all, but I'm cutting down. Okay. So, listen, today I figured, look, it was time. We have been checking dipsticks, seeing how everybody's doing with this mental health, checking in, because I think that's important that we stay on top of our mental health, staying on top of making sure that we're in a good space, making sure that we're in a good, healthy mental space as well as our physical space. And so today I wanted to talk about the art of letting go, because so oftentimes I find that I struggle with it sometimes. So I thought that maybe you guys might have that same issue today of letting go. Sunday I was at church and our pastor was talking about release. And I was like, okay, all right, come on, speak to me then. And it just occurred that I was like, okay, I need to check in and see if I'm the only one that has trouble with letting go. So I was like, why not? So, how is everybody doing this Monday? Like, I hope that you guys are having an awesome day, even though it's Monday. Um, how many snoozes are y'all up to now? I'm not at the 7 snoozes that I was at. I'm down to maybe about a good 4 or 5 snoozes, maybe not even that many. I'm doing better. I'm getting better at it. Hey, Marjorie. Hi, sister. How are you? Listen, so today, in talking about letting go, we're talking about letting go of stress, learning how to let go of past hurts, the importance of not holding on to things that weigh us down, like weigh our hearts down, weigh our minds down. So oftentimes we don't think we hold grudges, or we think we've forgiven a person, or we think we're over situations, and then all it takes is for that person to just show up, or somebody to mention that person's name, and it disturbs our whole spirit, our whole aura. Like, so then in that moment we realize, like, dang, maybe I'm not over it like I thought I was. And in those instances, in those moments, we have to learn how sometimes we just have to be able, like the pastor said Sunday, how to be able to release. Because when you hold on to those things, and you allow yourself to be in a position where you're so stressed out, you're so bogged down, it weighs on you, and then that mental can turn into physical. Because here's the thing, what people don't seem to realize is, or don't know, is that stress can manifest itself in physical symptoms. Stress can cause you headaches. Stress can cause your stomach to hurt. Stress can cause your back to hurt. Like, stress can manifest itself in so many ways. And oftentimes we're holding on to things, or holding on to things that, thank you, Sissy, or we're holding on to things that people have said to us, or holding on to things that people have done to us. And when we see that person, they like, hey, how you doing? And in the back of your mind, you be like, I know this heifer didn't have the nerve to speak to me like ain't nothing going on. Like, I know they didn't have the nerve to speak to me after what they said, after what they did. Oh, hell no. And then that person, man, they don't even know they did nothing. Because guess what? If they did, guess what? They moved on from it. They have absolutely moved on from it. So you sitting there, hey, Lauren, hey, girl. So you sitting there holding on to something that somebody else and did to you, and they done gone on about their life. So the only one disturbed, or the only one bothered, is you. We've got to get out of that. We've got to get out of holding on to so much garbage, holding on to so much baggage. And oftentimes, here's the thing. Now, I'm not saying, look, we all come with some sort of baggage, okay? Everybody comes with some sort of baggage. I don't care if it's a small bag where it's small enough to fit your earrings in, or if it's a suitcase big enough to fit your whole closet in. We all come with some sort of baggage. The question is, how do we learn to let go of that baggage? That's the question that so many times a lot of us have. At some point, I had trouble with, I would allow people to talk to me any kind of way, treat me any kind of way, internalize it. I will hold on and internalize it and just allow it to just stress me out and weigh me down. And I had to learn that sometimes you just have to let people go, like let situations go. You have to let people go, and it's okay. It is okay to allow people to fall by the wayside. Here's a trick I've learned. When you're dealing with a person or there's someone in your life, whether it be family, friend, whatever, I've learned that what I do is I write a list to myself. I write down all of the things in my mind that I feel are transgressions from this person. I write them down on a list. I don't necessarily have to speak them out loud. I don't give that list to the other person. No, none of that. I do it for myself. Once I write down everything on this list that I feel are transgressions, I burn it. I absolutely burn it. Because what in that burning process, that allows me to let go of it. Because so oftentimes when we're holding on to things, we're waiting for that apology. We're waiting for that I'm sorry. Or we're waiting for the acknowledgement from that other person that they've hurt us by their words or by their actions. And here's the secret. Some people just don't give a damn. So which means you could be holding out or waiting out on that apology or that acknowledgement until your last breath, and you will never get it. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It's about you. It's about allowing your heart to heal. It's about allowing your mind to be free. Absolutely. Lauren says you'll be waiting till Jesus come back. In that order. I promise you will. Because here's the thing. Some people know that they hurt your feelings. They know what they said to you was wrong. They know what they did to you was wrong. They knew they was using you. But they don't care enough about you to acknowledge that they were wrong or even to speak that they were wrong. So why hold on to that and keep you in a space of negativity and keep you in a space where now you're so stressed that it is causing physical symptoms? Now, this person has gone on about their life. They've gone on into a new relationship, a new friend. They've gone on, got a whole new group of friends. All while you sitting there now, you in the hospital because the stress, your back is all upset. Your stomach is in knots everywhere you go. You can't keep no food down. You can't do nothing. So why allow that person that kind of space in your mind and in your heart? Like, why allow them that? They ain't thinking about you? Absolutely not. So in that burning process, I've learned that it allows me to free myself from the cage that I put myself in, from holding on to grudges. And it also allows you to not wait on that apology. Because when you burn it and release it, you let it go. Sometimes we hold on to, okay. We have our, relationships with family can be some of the toughest relationships that we ever have to deal with. Parent-child relationship, there's no manual for it. Parents learn as they go. As adults, some of us have to learn how to let that shit go that our parents may have said, that they may have done, or that they didn't do. We as adults have to learn how to let that shit go. We do. Because holding on to that, at some point in time, holding on to the things that our parents did and didn't do, it affects us throughout our lifetime. It affects how we parent our children. It affects how we live our lives. It affects how we even enter into relationships. We may not realize it, but it affects our life in every single way. Because you're holding on or you waiting out for somebody to acknowledge something. that they may not have even known that they've done, especially when it comes to parents. Nobody ever wrote a manual to say, hey, this is the ABCs of parenting. This is how it goes. This is the manual in which you have to follow to the strict letter. Nobody told us that. Nobody told our parents that. So as parents do the best they can with what they have and the best they know how. You know, as growing up, my mom and I didn't have the best relationship. We didn't see eye to eye. We weren't friends. We weren't even cordial at some point. But I had to get to a place within myself where I had to learn how to release that. I had to learn how to release whatever hurt or whatever feelings that I was feeling about how she parented, about what she did or what she didn't do, the things she said, the things she didn't say. I had to learn how to let that go. And in letting that go, I wrote a letter. I literally wrote a letter to my mom. It was about when I started this letter, I planned on being like a good page and a half. Baby. By the time I got through writing that letter, it was about a good 6 to 8 pages. Okay, I'm talking, I had a whole lot of shit to write. But guess what? In that writing of that letter, it was a release. It was a complete release of everything I had ever felt. So it was never intended for me to give it to her. It was written with the intent of me releasing the hurt that I felt. It was about me releasing the things I was holding on to. Because no matter what you say or no matter what you do, people will not apologize to you. People will not acknowledge your feelings, your emotions, your pain, no nothing. They don't have to. That's the thing. They don't have to. So forgiveness and release is for us. It puts us in a better space. It allows us to welcome positivity in our life. It allows us to help us with our alignment, because I'm all about chakra alignments and things like that. So this is my Himalayan salt lamp. It helps with the ions and things like that. So it's literally a giant piece of salt, but it has healing properties. It helps with your breathing and things like that. You have to learn how to do things for yourself. You have to learn how to put yourself. Sometimes you have to be quiet. In learning how to release stress, people, situations, things, we have to learn how to take care of us. And sometimes in order to learn how to take care of us, sometimes we just need to be quiet. We just need to be quiet sometimes. Silence can speak volumes. Silence allows you to get clarity. Sometimes situations happen to allow us to see people for who they really are. Because sometimes we may feel so strongly about a person that we have blinders on to who they really are, their personality, their characteristics. We may see the things that they do towards other people. We may see their behavior and their mannerisms and how they speak to other people. But because we feel so strongly about that person, we ignore the fact that they talking to us the same way. They talking about us the same way. So we have to get to a place where we sit quietly to hear what it is that we need to hear. Sometimes, don't look. Okay, old school and new school. Stop telling everybody your business. Stop. Your plan and your purpose is not for everybody. Okay? Your path ain't for everybody. You are not for everybody. And that's a hard lesson to learn, that you're not for everybody. That's a hard pill to swallow, especially for people who are in a position that you have some people that just want to be liked. They want to be loved. So because of that, they become people pleasers. And in becoming people pleasers, so oftentimes we allow people to continue to talk to us crazy. Hey, Marie. Hey, Lenore. We allow people to talk to us crazy. We allow people to treat us crazy because we think that's what we deserve. We think that that's what we're supposed to accept because this is a person that I care about or this is a person that I love. No, it's not. It's not. When you see people in your quietness and in your stillness, when you see people for who they really are and you take those blinders off for a moment and you realize the same reckless mouth that they use to talk to other people is the same reckless mouth they talking to you with, make some choices in those quiet moments. Make choices that better you. Make choices that put you in better positions. You have to get to a place where you want better for yourself and that you think better of yourself. Because when you know who you are, you set boundaries. And in setting those boundaries, it helps us to put people in perspective, situations in perspective. And in releasing whatever hurt it may be from that particular person or from that particular situation, when you move on from that and you truly move on from that, that person could walk past you the very next day and you would be in a position where it wouldn't disturb you not one bit. It wouldn't disturb your mind, your soul, your heart, your physical. It wouldn't disturb you not nail one bit. Absolutely, Marie. Marie says, I'm learning to set boundaries and it is a wonderful thing. And it is. It really is. And in setting those boundaries, but here's the kicker though. In learning to set boundaries, let me ask you a question. In learning to set those boundaries, did you learn or realize that there were some things, places, and people that you had to release in order to get to a place where you set firm boundaries that you don't allow people? Because I know for myself in setting boundaries, that was something I had to do. You can't start something without finishing what you are already doing. And that includes relationships. It is, you can't, when we move from relationship to relationship and we're just dating to be dating and it's fun and we're just, from this person, now next week we're dating this person. Hey, Bev. Hey, Marquita. Hey, y'all. When you're moving from one relation to the next, without allowing yourself time and without allowing yourself to heal from that previous relationship or allowing yourself to put that baggage in order and releasing all of that came with that previous relationship, you tend to move into the next relationship with that same garbage, that same baggage, the same bullshit. And now you're putting it in a perspective of the minute they say something, the minute they do something, oh, you just like so-and-so. See, I ain't gonna be bothered with this because you just like him. I ain't got to be bothered with. But guess what? Their intentions may not have been the same. Their intentions may not have been the same because you brought that baggage from that last relationship. You brought that hurt. You brought that pain. You brought that anger. You brought that resentment. You brought that bullshit and you packed it all in a luggage and you brought that right along with you to the next relationship. You've got to learn to release. You've got to release it. Because you can't expect somebody to tolerate your nastiness from a previous relationship into a new relationship, starting something fresh, that's not starting a clean slate. That's not what that is. Marie says all of the above. Yep, same bullshit. Bev says so true. You have to, before you dive deep into that next relationship and you fall just so madly in love and so head over heels, take some time to unpack that previous luggage. Take some time to unfold that hurt. Take some time to unfold that anger and put it away. Take some time to unfold, throw out the bullshit, unpack it, figure out what it is about you that is allowing or attracting that bullshit. Think about what it was that allowed you to be in that position of hurt. What was it? Not just what they did. What did you do? What didn't you do? Take a good hard look at yourself. You know, on Friday, we talked about who you lying to. If you know for yourself deep down that you still carrying baggage from your childhood, stop bringing that shit into relationships and expecting that person to heal you or heal your childhood traumas that they didn't even start, create, or help you. They can't help you deal with that shit. You have got to unpack that for yourself and release that. You can't expect nobody else to do your work, to unpack your baggage. You have to do it yourself. Hey, Brandy, you have to unpack that yourself. When we release things, we allow ourselves to be put in a position where we move higher. We're able to move forward and move higher when we release a lot of the things that we're holding on to. If you know for yourself that you have suffered severe childhood traumas, hey, Anthony, hey, boo. You know for yourself, if you've suffered those childhood traumas, or you are one of those type of people that can't let go of shit that your parents didn't do, and all that, then you need to look in the mirror and say, guess what? I cannot handle this myself. I cannot deal with this alone, and I need help. And then you need to go see somebody about that. You need to go see a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a therapist. You need to go see somebody about that. Because you can't expect people to help you heal or deal with that trauma when you don't even want to deal with it yourself. And because that's something that you've learned to lock away. Now you're asking somebody else to do the impossible. You're asking them to do the impossible. And that's not fair to ask somebody to heal things that they didn't do or had nothing to do with. When we hold on to things and we move them into new relationships, we're not giving that next person a fair chance. We're not giving them a fair chance. We're allowing them to start on an even playing field or a clean slate. We start off already deep in bullshit and expecting them to dig their way out of shit that they didn't even do. That's not fair to that person. So we have to get to a point where you have to acknowledge that you're hurt. Acknowledge that you're broken. In that acknowledgement and in that realization is where your healing starts. You know, let me take these earrings off, okay? Listen, when you get to a place of true peace and you get to a place where you're not holding on or even wanting to hold on to things, because now let's be honest, let's be honest and let's call a spade, okay? There are times and there are people that are addicted to drama, They're addicted to mess. They're addicted to bullshit. Let's just be honest now. Come on, some of y'all know some of them people. Y'all know some of them people that every time you talk to them, oh my God, girl, let me tell you, you know what, so and so this and so that. Like we all know at least one of those people that it's not a good day for them unless there's some drama, some mess, or some bullshit involved. I'm just saying, we all know at least one. We know that one. That's that one that calls, and you look at the phone and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to hit them back. I can't do it right now. You know, we all got that one now. Look, it could be a relative, it could be a friend, hell, it could be a neighbor. But we all know at least one person that just has to have something going on at all times. You know, people are going to be who they are regardless of how we feel, how we think. They're going to move how they move. So you have to learn how to acknowledge who they are, set them in the place in which they belong, and move accordingly. Move accordingly. Everybody doesn't have to be in a position that they like you. Everybody doesn't have to be in your circle. Everybody doesn't have to be in your business. You know, when we talk about release, sometimes release can be a place. Sometimes we're trying to move to a certain position in our life that doesn't involve us going to places that we used to go. Sometimes we have to let go of family homes. We have to let go of places that we frequent, whether it be a bar, a club, a church, or whatever. But sometimes we have to let go of places in order to put ourselves in a position to move forward and move up. Now, I know that ain't what everybody want to hear. I know that's not what some people want to hear, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. You have to set yourself in a position to move forward. And in order to do that, you've got to release. Now, I'm not saying it's an easy task. I'm not saying it's going to be an overnight task. But what I can tell you is when you get to the other side of that, it's an amazing thing when you get to the other side of it. Because when I tell you, you will be so unbothered, baby, you will be so completely unbothered. Hey, Daya, how are you? You won't. Like, I mean, there will be nothing, nobody that can disturb your peace once you get it. But in order to obtain that peace, you got to let go. You've got to release. Whatever that means for you, whoever that means for you, wherever that means for you, you've got to release and let go in order to maintain, in order to achieve the peace that you want and be able to move forward in a space of not allowing anybody to disrupt that. Daya says, how's everybody been today? Y'all know he all the way in Nigeria, y'all. So give Daya some love. I've been really good today, Daya. I'm down from my 7 snoozes all the way down to about a good, maybe 4, maybe 5. I'm down to a few snoozes, but I'm doing good. But you have to, here's the thing about peace. When you have peace, you can sleep at night. When you have peace, you can go about your day. It is something to be said when you are in a place within yourself that you know who you are, that you set your boundaries, and I'm talking set hard boundaries, and don't allow anyone to move, bend, or break your boundaries. It's something to be said for that. And when you get to that place, I promise you, you will know when you get there. Because that same person that you used to see, and you be like, oh my God, here they come. Oh, I cannot today. When that same person passes your peripheral, or that same person enters into your space, baby, you will be so unbothered. Baby, you will be unbothered. I promise you, you will. Hey, Alicia, how are you? You have to look. I know ultimate peace is the main thing. I be talking about my chakra crystals, and I be talking about chakra alignment and peace and all that. Look, I told y'all I done got my salt lamp going. Look, so I have my salt lamp work air and the ions in the air to cleanse the air, baby. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to maintain my peace. Okay. Freeze. Like I'm gonna do whatever it takes to maintain my peace. And that's what you have to do. You have to learn how to maintain your peace by any means necessary. And I do mean by any means necessary. Because ain't nothing worse than not being able to sleep at night, not being able to eat. Now, that's you got, baby. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, Daya, thank you. He says, you all are my family forever. Absolutely, irrespective of the difference. Absolutely, Daya, you are family forever. You will always be one of my clacking shimmers. Yes. So, now, I don't know what peace means for you. Your peace may mean you meditate in the mornings. I tell you, I meditate in the morning so I can sip in the evening. In that order. Okay. But you have to do whatever peace means for you. If that means meditating, if that means being quiet and going into your prayer closet, go into your prayer closet. But write those lists. If there's a person that you're probably, here's the thing. With us holding on to things, so oftentimes when we hold things with relatives and people die. And then we're left with that feeling of anger, resentment, because we didn't get to say what it was we wanted to say, or we didn't get to fix that relationship because we spent so much time being mad and spent so much time being angry. I suggest you write a letter. I don't care who it is. When you write the letter, I want you to write a letter. Now, I'm not saying give it to the person. Do not give it to the person. That's not what the purpose of this letter is. The purpose of this letter is to allow you a place to just get everything it is that you're feeling off your chest. I mean, everything. I don't care if it turns into a paragraph, if it winds up being a page, hell, if it turns into 10 pages. I want you to write out every single thing. Every instance where they said something that hurt you, everything they did that hurt you, whatever it is, write it out. And when you're done, burn it. Burn the letter. The purpose of the letter is not so you can give it to the other person. Like, see, I told you because, you made me mad, and I told you I was going to let you know, and I told you I was going to tell you. No. That's not the purpose of the letter. The purpose is to allow you to get everything you need off your chest. So that way you can move forward in a space of release. In burning that letter, when you burn that letter, I promise, you will feel a whole weight lifted. Stop waiting on people to apologize. Stop waiting on people to be sorry. Stop waiting on people to acknowledge your pain. You may never get it. You're going to stay mad forever? Because I promise they don't care. Some people like to hurt people. And they know they're doing it and don't care. Put yourself first. And then there's some people that you can have those conversations with. If you feel that you can have those type of conversations in a safe space. It's not meant to have those conversations to be like, you did this, you did that. That's why I say write the letter, because sometimes those conversations can go left. And sometimes when you have those conversations, your feelings get hurt even more because they like, and what's your point? So that's just my suggestion. That's what I found worked for me, is writing letters to that person, explaining everything and how I felt, and then burning it. And I was able to release it. And I was able to say, I forgive you, knowing that I would probably never hear I apologize from that other person. And when I say I have been so much lighter and so much freer from that, you'll find your health start improving. You'll find that you start sleeping better at night. Hell, your digestive system might even be better. Because when I tell you that stress will manifest itself in ways that you won't even imagine, holding on to things will kill you. It will turn into stress, which will turn into illnesses. And when you go to the doctor, they be like, but I don't know what's wrong. I don't see nothing. We can't find nothing on the test. Everything came back no, but my stomach is just, I can't keep no food down. Oh, my head just hurt. I'm just, and all your tests are normal. It's because you're holding on to some shit that you need to let go of. You need to just release it. You know, people in general, we tend to think that what we give out is what we will receive. Now, although I do try to live by the golden rule of treat people the way in which you want to be treated, does not necessarily mean that people will treat me the way that I treat them. And I shouldn't expect them to, because they are not me and they're not you. So just because you may treat people with kindness, you may treat people with empathy and compassion, doesn't mean that they're going to treat you with empathy, kindness, or compassion. You may be that person that if someone's having a bad day, you might go out of your way to make them smile or to make them laugh or to do something to bring some sort of joy to their life. But then if you're having a bad day, they might walk past you like that ain't my damn problem. So don't expect people to treat you the way you treat them. And when you learn that, but that I'm not saying, now hear me clearly. Although you're still supposed to treat people the way you want to be treated, what I'm saying is don't expect in return what you give. Because you may be one of those friends that if you down and out and you in need, I got you. I'm going to feed you. I put a little money in your pocket. And then when you down, they like, yeah, you want me to do better. So don't put yourself in a position to be disappointed and hurt. I had to learn that the hard way. I used to get so frustrated and I would get so angry, like, oh my God, like I was so nice to them. Like I was there when they needed me to, like whatever they needed, I was there. Like I was willing to, like that was something my Nana told me. She was like, baby, don't expect people to treat you the way you treat them. She said, because everybody ain't you. And growing up, I'd be like, what? No, they supposed to be nice to me because I'm nice to them. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Not the society that we live in. Not today's society. No, ma'am. No. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. So, if there is an area of your life that you're having releasing or letting go of, you need to look at why. You might need to look at why you're having a hard time letting that person go. You need to look at why you're having a hard time letting that place go. Yeah, you've been going to that place for years, but is that place benefiting you? Is that place helping you move to the next level? Is that place helping you in any aspect of your life? Those are some questions you need to ask yourself. If it's a person, why can't you seem to let them go? What that makes you just want to hold on to them? What are they adding to your life? What is it that they do for you? What is that they do to you? Those are questions that we have to ask ourselves when it comes to people, of why we just cannot seem to let people go, especially when we know that those people mean no good. I've let go of friendships that I've had for 20 some odd years. It was hard. It was not something that I was just like, oh, well, I don't need to be friends no more. Hey, Neela. Hey, girl. It's not an easy task. Letting go and releasing is not an easy task. It's easier said than done. Because sometimes we just don't want to be alone. And in not wanting to be alone, we tolerate bullshit instead of letting people go. Release that toxic. Release the toxins in your life. The same way we try to do everything to pull them toxins out of our body. We doing face masks. We doing feet masks to pull toxins out of our body. We doing detox tea to get the toxins out of our body. Detox some of them people. Detox some of them toxic people out your life. Detox some of them toxic places. Detox some of them situations that you know is toxic as hell. Same way we want to pull them toxins out of our system, we're using charcoal soap and charcoal face, charcoal feet mask to pull all this stuff out. Pull all that stuff out too. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. You don't want to put toxic chemicals in your body, but you want toxic people in your life. Let that sit for a minute. I'll say it a little louder for the people in the back. You don't want to put toxic chemicals in your body, but you'll allow toxic people in your life. Neela says, detox self of sick beliefs. That too. Absolutely. Because if you're going to cleanse the body, you need to cleanse the mind. You need to cleanse the soul. You need to cleanse it all. Do a complete detox. Sometimes doing a detox means you need to stay off social media. The beginning of the year, for the whole month of January, in order to get clarity for myself and clarity for the things in which I wanted to do for this year, I stayed off social media for a month. No, nothing. No social media. I mean, all social media. I detoxed from all social media, no matter what it was. Because I had to get clarity in myself about what it was that I wanted to do, what purpose was, and the things I wanted to accomplish this year for myself. And in doing that, detox of the social media and detoxing from relationships, detoxing from everything, I was able to get the clarity that I needed. And so in doing the release and learning how to release whatever it is or whoever it is or wherever it is that you need to make sure that you get clarity so that you don't go back to the same toxic situations that you left. Make sure you get clarity. So when people show you who they are and you see the places for what they are and you see the situations for what they are, and getting that clarity, you understand, like, I deserve better. I don't have to take this. I deserve better. Get to a place where you realize that you're worthy. Get to a place where you realize that you're important. You know, I always tell you at the end of my shows that you all are important. You are beautiful and that you're loved. Because sometimes those are things that people don't hear. Some people don't hear those words. And it's important to yourself. In those quiet moments, I would literally, you know what? Matter of fact, I'm going to challenge everybody today to have at least a quiet moment this week where you take time and just sit in silence and allow that silence to speak the volumes to you that it needs to about whatever it is. If that means you need to go meditate, if you need to go in your prayer closet, if that means just lay prostrate on the floor, whatever it is, I challenge each and every one of you all to have a quiet moment this week to get some clarity about whatever it is you need to in your life, whether it be start a new job, whether it be about a relationship, whether it be starting your own business, or where your business you want it to go. Have those quiet moments. Neela says withdrawing from social media and doing self-dealing. Absolutely. Because sometimes I'm not going to say sometimes, all the time, taking that hard look at ourselves, baby, that's a hard job to do. Because we don't always want to see what that mirror is showing us. Hey, Denise, she says peace is the best thing. We do not realize how important that is. There you have it. Peace is a hell of a drug. Okay? I protect my peace like I protect my kids and my business. Never allow anybody to disturb it. But you can't obtain it until you release some other things, until you release those things that you need to, whatever that means for you. I don't know what it is that you may need to release, or whatever it is, keep in mind that the more you hold on, the more you pile on, and it will weigh you down, and it can weigh you down to a point where it will take you out. Keep that in mind. When you holding on to grudges and you holding on to things people said, it's like, okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, so let's say friend made me mad, right? Okay, I'm holding on to it. Well, now she done said something else. Well, now she done did something. Well, now somebody else done did something. So I'm holding on to that. Well, now somebody else done did something else. Okay, well, I'm holding on to that. I still got it. I'm balancing good. Now I am so mad because this last relationship, he lied. You know what? I'm going to hold on to all that and take it into my next relationship. I'm going to hold all that. Now I'm in a new relationship. I'm still juggling everything I'm holding on to. I'm holding on to grudges. I'm holding on to anger. I'm holding on to pain. Oh, now now you going to act. Okay, now I'm going to add on something else. Now I'm holding all this. I'm balancing. And all while I'm balancing, I'm adding on more. So now it's getting a little unsturdy. And I'm trying to figure out how to hold all of this. And this is what stress does to you. I'm holding all this stress. I'm holding all this anger, all this hurt, all this pain. I'm holding on to all this, and I'm steady adding on to it. Eventually, it's going to crash. It's going to crash eventually. You don't know how. You don't know when. But it's going to crash. It's going to crash. And guess what? You don't want it to be one of those crashes where it gets you to a nervous breakdown. Stop holding on to shit. Let it go. Let go. Get to a place where when you set people, and I'm talking everybody, I'm talking kids, parents, friends, relatives, everybody. Set your boundaries. I had to learn that in setting my boundaries, I used to leave my phone on all night. I don't care what time it rang, any of that. I just let it ring. I'd answer 2:00 in the morning. Hey, girl, I just need somebody to talk to. Okay, well, let me wake up. Okay, I'm up. Come on. I'm listening. Come on, let's talk about it. 2:00 in the morning, knowing I got to get up for work. Let's talk about it. Okay, I'm up. I'm listening. But when I turn around and make that phone call at 1:00 in the morning because I'm crying and need somebody to talk, girl, I got to go to work in the morning. Call me tomorrow. I'll try and call you when I get out of work tomorrow because I can't be sitting up on the phone with you all night. I got to go to work in the morning. I'm tired. All right, I'll call you later on. Or I'll probably call you tomorrow when I get off. Okay, then, bye. Stop expecting people to do for you what you do for them. So I had to learn in setting my boundaries. Baby, bye. My phone goes on do not disturb from 10 at night to 7 in the morning. If you ain't bleeding to have dead and ain't one of my kids, or you ain't talking to me between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m., no, ma'am. I had to learn to set that boundary for myself because here I am overextending myself to the point where now it's hurting me. Set your boundaries because in setting your boundaries, it protects you. It protects you. So do that. And it's going to take some work to set boundaries because I was one of the people that didn't know how to say no. I'd be like, yeah, I'll do it. Okay. Knowing that I didn't want to do it or knowing that I was extending myself to the point where it had become a physical drain for me because I was overextending myself in places that I shouldn't have, physically, financially, emotionally. And the more you're willing to give, the more people are willing to take. So you can't blame people for being people and willing to take everything from you if you're willing to give it all. Set your boundaries. Set your boundaries. Do your work. Do your work to unpack your own baggage. Stop expecting other people to unpack your baggage. You packed it. You need to unpack it. Take your time. Work on you. Fix you. Mend you. Hurt people hurt people. Broken people attract broken people. I tell people one of the biggest myths in relationships and in marriages is when they say, I need to find somebody to complete me. I don't want nobody to complete me. I complete my damn self. You have to learn how to complete you. Because guess what? If you're looking for somebody to complete you, when they walk away, guess what? They take that completion right along with them. And guess what? Now you're not whole again. And now you're looking for somebody else to complete you. Stop looking for other people to complete you. Learn to love you and like you enough and do your work to make yourself whole. You've got to put in the work. Because if not, what was that she said? I was watching, I think it was For Color Girls, and Loretta Devine did the poem, and she said, I'm taking all my shit back. She said, I'm taking it all back. My time, my love, my energy. I'm taking it all back. Everything you ever took from me, I'm taking it back. Make yourself whole. Don't depend on nobody else. Nobody else. Because nobody else can do the work to make you whole except you. I'm just saying. Now, I mean, if you just have to have somebody to complete you, that's on you. Just realize that when they walk away, you're going to be broken again. You're going to be broken again. When they walk off with your time, your love, and your energy. Neela says, I don't want it back. I want brand new. Come on now. As Zelma calls it, non-refundable time. I'm just saying, you got to put in that work, because here's the thing: we all talk about how, well, I'm not gonna say all. Some people talk about how they want these beautiful romances, and they want, they want they're perfect. Now nobody's perfect, but somebody might be perfect for you, okay? But hey, Bobby, how are you? Hey there. Here's the thing. People talk about how they want someone, they want this soulmate, they want this partner, and they want all the romance and the love and all of that. But yet you haven't done your work. You haven't done what you needed to do to mend all of that. You haven't unpacked your luggage. But yet you want somebody to come along and sweep you off your feet and romance you and wine and dine you and be your partner, and you can't, your perfect partner for you can't find you until you unpack your luggage. Unpack it, because otherwise you're going to take your luggage and dump it on that person. Just a thought. I'm just saying. Get your notebooks, write them letters, write them lists, write out them lists when it comes to places. Start writing out what is keeping you there. Why do you feel you have to keep going? Write that out. Just write it out. When you're done. Now, when it comes to places, you can throw that away. But when it comes to people and situations, those you need to burn. Those you absolutely need to burn. And like I said, whatever that means, if you need to get your crystals, if when the full moon hits, if you need to do your rituals with the dragon's blood and with your crystals, or you need to grab your Bible and you need to pray about it, or you need to get your sage. And I sage everything. I tell y'all all the time, I'm a sage. Look, sage whatever you need to do, whatever you need to do to release, do just that. But know that your ultimate goal and the ultimate achievement is peace. Peace in your body, peace in your mind, or overall peace. A peace that surpasses understanding. However you got to get it. Protect your peace by all means necessary. Stop allowing other people to take you out of your character, or allowing other people to make you feel some type of way, because nobody can do anything to you that you don't allow them to do. Nobody can make you feel some type of way unless you give them the power to make you feel that way. People can't hurt you unless you give them the power to hurt you. Take that look. And in all your splendor and glory, take that look. If you got to sit there and be like, oh my goodness, okay. Woo, this is what we doing. All right. That's the hardest job that we have. Is taking that look at ourselves and realizing that it might be something within me. It might not even be them. It might be me. And if it's you, then do whatever you need to do to fix that. You might not even realize that your brokenness, or that your pain, the way you've been living your life, or the way you've made choices, or the way you've maneuvered, or the way you've moved through life, or the way you've moved through relationships, or the way you have parented your children. You may not realize that stems from something, someone, or a situation that you never dealt with. Ask those hard questions of yourself. Ask those questions. Why? Why is it that I need to stay? What do they do for me? What is it about them? What is it about me? Am I missing something? What is it that I'm needing? What is it that I want? I'm really challenging you all this week to find some time to have a quiet moment and ask yourself some seriously hard questions and to do your work. Thanks, Neela. So I really want you guys to do that work this week of just having that moment. And whatever it is, whatever answer you come up with, whatever that means for you, Whether it means you need to let some people go, some situations go, some places that you don't need to go anymore, an idea that you may have had that you might need to let go of and move on to something else. Whatever that means for you, I'm challenging you this week to take those first steps to do whatever it is that you need to do to release and let go of whatever that is and whatever that means, so that you can be on a path of ultimate peace, so that you can get to a place where nothing, I mean, nothing and nobody can disturb the peace in which you have within yourself. I thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I know it's Monday, and we all be dragging on Mondays, y'all. I know we be dragging on Mondays. But just today, it was just something that had been, because I know I've struggled with releasing and letting go, and I have friends that are dealing with letting go and releasing some things. And it was like confirmation for me Sunday to hear it. So I felt that I would share that with you guys, and I hope that there was something that you guys were able to learn or take away from this conversation. Um, I hope that in something that was said can help somebody. And if you know there's somebody that needs to hear this conversation or someone that needs to hear this, please make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, to the Facebook channel. I thank you guys for tuning in. And in case nobody told you today, you are loved, you are important, you are beautiful. Do your work. Do your work. Because I promise you, the peace that's on the other side of that work, can't nobody take that. Nobody. But you got to do your work. I love you all, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And I will see you guys Wednesday at 5 p.m.